We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Сука. Вздрогнул нахуй. Блять, сука. Блять. Мансуй, братан. Блять. Ёб твою мать, нахуй, у меня аж мурашки по коже, блядь. Блядь, а чё он просто такой маленький? Твою мать, наркомания какая-то, блядь. Пиздец, распялено. Так, блядь, почему нахуй FPS такой низкий, сука? Чё, это нихуя не включается, бля. Так попробовать. Вообще, по-моему, похуй на все настройки, блядь.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just Work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo. Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up. Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
Ёбаный ты, Ростелеком, ты как ты заебал меня нахуй, веришь, нет, бля?
Supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene.
Интернет-просадки пошли, бля.
So where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Блять, а чё ебать его в рот нахуй? Выключено нахуй.
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
Ну хотя бы, блять. Хотя бы так. Что еще убрать-то можно? Это нахуй убрать. Блядь, вот это тоже может убрать нахуй.
We should
Лишний.
take a look at that map.
Ну вот, блядь. Более-менее. Ебать его рот. Да, блядь, новые игрушки пиздец нахуй. Компьютер уже не справляется. Карта, блядь. Ага, мы вот тут. Хижина ведьмы, блядь. Это...
I think I hear someone.
Not walking all the way back
Could be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
Так, это мы туда приехали.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by. To take over the case.
You're half right.
Блядь, что меняешь настройки, что не меняешь, нихуя не меняются. Пизду. Пиздец, блядь.
Saga Anderson, I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Пиздец, видеокарту грузит, бля. А просто нихуя, бля.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, inside.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night. Not that we have anything against city folk, cried Thornton. But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
Блядь, пиздец, быстро листаться, нахуй, читать не успеваю, блядь.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Hey, Mulligan, tell him I'm here waiting. I'll show him around.
They got it, Thornton.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that have the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Real funny, Anderson. Whoa. Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp? I'm gonna go check something out. Be right.
А, во. Нет, я что-то, блядь, потерялся, нахуй. Там птенчик есть.
Did you get lost, Anderson?
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
Yeah, that's me. Mulligan told me you were coming the other way. Now, this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Step 1. Examine the corpse. Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence? Incise stab wound, chest cut open, heart removed. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. The killer left the heart right next to the body. Think. removed from chest, strapped by the wrist.
Ёпта, управление-то,
Definitely
блядь.
matches the previous murder. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about. Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting. Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? Doesn't look right. Boot prints indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about
Damn.
it to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together.
Там досье.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Ёб твою мать, ёбаная ведьма.
It's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. A Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
В смысле емкость, бля. Исследовать берег озера.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart. A witch with no heart. A strange echo of owl murder.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. It is kind of creepy, though. There's a piece of paper on the ground. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
It makes no sense.
Ну там нихуя не видно. Понятно.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
Да, блядь.
Someone's been watching us.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us. I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
А, ты то, что она прочитала.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
И чё?
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
Hey,
It's all about
made it back.
control.
Good.
Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks. Let's get the car. Drive to Bright Fall. Seems like a nice town so far. Murders aside. Pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
Can't fit the clues all together yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
Tripod? For a camera? To record a snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner. I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
Ты что за ебланы,
The
бля?
diner's just up the waterfront.
Так,
Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell
перекурим 5 минут. Так, я тут Так, нам что надо найти? Так, станция. Так, а мы где? П. Станция ФБ. А мы-то где, блядь? Хуя не понял. Мы-то где? Цели. Напросить закусочной. Это вот это что ли? Уля, орешь, дура. Так, закусочная, где? Это что ли? Ебать ты догадливый, нахуй. Выглядит из ФБР, блядь.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Прям мегамозг, ебать.
And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
Так. Которая, блядь.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Ух ты.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Нашли. Россия, бля. Культ.
The cult of the tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My my publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth. So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear Fez.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so
Да я
weird.
пока вообще нихуя не понимаю.
How do you know I have a daughter? Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time. No. You're mistaking me for someone else. If you say so.
Какой-то пиздец происходит, бля.
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. I need to know more about the Code of the Tree if I'm going to shut them down.
Эту-то куда ебать ее, блядь? Ёб твою мать. Ну придумывали, сука, механик хуёвых.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, KC, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The Cult of the Tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Ну, ты встал-то, блядь.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Fall. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
Hey! So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week. But you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Блядь, что сейчас еще и скрывать будем? Я ебал того коня, бля. Ёбаный рот.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking.
Ну чё? Вот так проверить.
Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination.
Так вот как-то.
What was the cause of death? What other... The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem. It doesn't add up. This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
Uh-huh. They did leave something inside his chest. There's writing on here. Can't make it out. Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
Не, бля.
Nah. Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
Ёп, давай. Бля. Блять, сейчас блевану нахуй.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Ёптать. Чё за нахуй-то? Жизнь, бля. Ебать нахуй. Да ты хуй встал, бля. Ха-ха. Сука. Ёб твою мать, бля. Чё за нахуй происходит-то вообще, бля? Пиздец нахуй. Да нахуй. Ты куда, блядь, пошел-то? Блядь, стоять нахуй. Сука. Труп съебался, блядь. Чё за ебаный пиздец, блядь?
He's coming. No weapon. The page set to get into the light. He's coming. The light.
Что надо делать-то, бля?
Can't be opened on this side. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back.
Ой, бля. А чё, блядь, делать-то надо? История должна была закончиться не так. А как, блядь, что делать-то должна, блядь? Бежать-то некуда, ёпт. Так. Блядь, а что я там сделать-то должен? Что-то вообще не догоняю, блядь. Прятаться, может, надо было куда-то. Ладно, блядь, пропустить нельзя, да? Как-нибудь. А, вот, пропустить можно. Пропуск. Продолжить.
He's coming. Need to be in the light.
А, блядь! Сука, дурак нахуй. Ёбаная лень, блядь. Я чуть в штаны не насрал, блядь. Аж перданул, блядь. Сука. Блядь, я не догоняю, нахуй, что нам мне тут делать надо, блядь. Так. Может... Ой. Блядь. Пистолет может у меня... Блядь, у меня же пистолет был. Может... Не знаю. Застрелить его. О, блядь. Пустить нахуй. Блядь, так у меня же этот...
Need to be in the light.
Блядь! Сука, долбоёб. Блять, а как сейчас нахуй пистолет-то достать, блять? У меня же есть пистолет, бля. Так. Так, параметры. Управление. Так, бег, уклонение. Используй прицел. Привязка, обмен. Фонарик. Увеличенная яркость. А как в ящик-то, блядь, залезть свой, нахуй? Понял. Блядь. Хуй знаю. Еще вообще не понимаю, что делать, блядь. Да, короче, блядь. Постарайтесь оставаться на свету, чтобы враг вас не заметил. На свету? Так просто? Блять, я что-то нахуй. Сначала не вдуплил, бля. Убежище восстанавливает часть здоровья, если вы покинете убежище или будете атаковать из него во время боя. Короче, из моего дома. Так, что делать-то надо? Я найду тебя. Ушел нахуй отсюда, сука, телепузик ебаный, бля. Бурнув под солями, блядь. Так, а что делать-то надо? Я не понимаю. Бля. Сука, ебать того, блять, сраку нахуй. Ёбаный пиздец, бля. Сука, чё ты курил, блядь? Конец главы, блядь. Ёбаный, блядь, игродел, сука. Дай покурить тоже, блядь. Ебать тебя оставила, суку. Пиздец, бля.
We need to figure that out if we're gonna do anything about it.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale.
Ёб твою мать, блядь.
Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual.
Блядь, ладно, я ночью нахуй не стал играть, блядь.
Stop the monster.
Будто тут усрался уже давно, блядь. А, это он читал, бля. Так.
A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve.
Да, вообще пиздец какой-то. Так. Ой.
Okay.
Так, дела. Сумасшедший труп, ебать. Рукописи части. Чё? Куда это куда? Ага.
The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting.
Ебать, как интересно, нахуй. Посраться, бля. Так, что мы тут ищем-то? Больше ничего нету. Где ты, ебаный сумасшедший труп, блядь? Ты реально, блядь, съебался? Чё? Бери, ёптать. Во.
There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose. The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
That's crazy, right, Thornton? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
Well, yeah, right. Well, that's all crazy talk. Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean? The sheriff disappeared. Like poof? He's gone like magic? Magic's not real.
Magic's not real. Right. Mulligan.
No. Monsters aren't real, and magic's definitely not real.
Can't open this with my bare hands. I need bolt cutters. It won't open. Can't be opened on this side.
They're a fine pair.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You've only had a tour guide, also. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right. I'm Ilmo Koskalabotic Best, coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World Magazine. And I'm here to give you a tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized.
My client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
How many times do we have to do this, Walter? Huh? I'm at my wit's end with you.
I want out! Something bad's going down. I can feel it. Let me out!
Do you think I like throwing you in jail every other day? No.
I can't force it open.
You have any idea how much paperwork it's causing me? What's a lot?
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, KC?
A smart choice, Anderson. Yeah, Agent Casey here.
Good to see you.
Did you check out the town, Anderson?
Just getting my bearings. Ready to go?
Waiting on you. I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case Casey. Sorry.
Haha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then, 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet. After that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
Да, не выработает тут DLSS, по-моему. Не оптимизирована ни хера. Игрушка. Может, на 40-й-то и будет работать, да? Ну, у меня 30-50. Тяжело и тяжело. Вон, видишь, он. Процессор-то вообще не напрягается. 20% всего. А в видеокарте он совсем плохо. И, блядь, дирекс нельзя изменить тоже, я так понимаю. Ёкарный бабай. Так, что-то тут.
Great. This area is supposed to be close to the public.
Так, давай перекурим. Пару минут. Сейчас я до туалета сгоняю. Здорово, здорово, Саня. Сейчас я приду. Кофе напился, блядь, сейчас. В туалет только бегаю, блядь. На стриме будешь проходить? Я вроде Medal of Honor проходил, но не помню я уже ее, блядь, я уже забыл. Помню, что играл, блядь. Прошел, не я не помню, блядь. Да, я он скачал, блядь, и чё он, смотри, FPS стоит. Пиздец, нахуй. Это на средних настройках, бля. КС или низкие сделать, бля. Сейчас не на низких будет. Вот сделать родной. DLSS. И все нахуй на низкие. 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 О, бля. 8 FPS, ебать. Ну-ка. Так, ну-ка, вот так вот. Все на низкие, нахуй. Низкие. Освещение один хуй. На среднее ставит, ладно, хуй с ним. Кучность разбросанных объектах. Ладно, пускай будет, бля. Выключить нахуй. И чё, блядь? Даже на низких нахуй 46 FPS, блядь. Вообще нахуй настройки не влияет, это я так полагаю, блядь. Ну-ка, а если перезайти, блядь? Выйти в главное меню. Выйти. В смысле локальный диск. Ты, блядь, системный диск, что ли, заполнил? Ты дурачок или чё, блядь? Тебя сейчас нахуй компьютер крякнет, блядь. Этот диск вообще не трогай, нахуй, вообще никогда, блядь. У тебя всегда должно место быть, блядь. Это вот эти вот два раздела. Ну, у меня это вот 3 диска, блядь. 3 SSD, блядь, у меня. На все у меня отдельно, блядь. Это отдельно, этот отдельный, этот отдельный. На систему, видишь, у меня отдельно тоже. Посмотри, как очистить диск C, да и все, ёпта, там дохуя видосов, блядь. Продолжить. Блядь, пропустить нахуй, я не хочу. Ну я вот, смотри, блядь, я себе вот сделал, допустим, у меня диск D, да. Вот у меня специальная папка, если я сюда качаю, на этот диск у меня вот сначала сюда качается. Ну, кач он назвал, кач. У меня сначала сюда качается. Также и на диске E тоже вот. Видишь, у меня сначала сюда. Ну вот с этой программы у меня сразу сюда устанавливается. Специально. А если сюда скачалась, блядь, вот сюда скачалась, я потом хуякс, если устанавливаю, я вот в этот, вот уже в этот диск уярю в гейм. Как-то так. У тебя Яндекс ведь? Если Яндекс, зайди вот сюда вот. Сюда заходишь. Настройки. И листаешь туда вниз. Вот у тебя всегда спрашиваю... загружать файл, вот, изменить, допустим. Вот у меня. У меня, видишь, диск Е сразу хуярит. У тебя, скорее всего, по стандарту, если по стандартну качаешь, то у тебя вот сюда вот в загрузке у тебя по стандарту хуярит. То есть на диск С как раз локальный диск. Зайди вот сюда вот в загрузки-то, у тебя там, наверное, дохуища. Удаляй нахуй все, да и все. И там в браузере переделай, блядь. Место укажи, куда тебе скачивали, допустим. Вот. Если у тебя 2 диска, вот сразу, блядь. Сделай отдельную папочку и укажи этот путь, чтобы в эту папку качалась, блядь, и ты оттуда сразу брал, блядь. У тебя по стандарту, если по стандарту, да, в загрузке туда на локальный диск С. Ну и чё, блядь? И чё изменилось? Нихуя не изменилось, ёпт. Давай обратно нахуй. DLSS, VSSS. Размытие не будем. Средние нахуй. Средние. Среднее. Выключено, выключено. Среднее. Среднее, среднее. Среднее. Тут выключено. Это даже можно вот так вот нахуй. О. И нихуя не изменилось. Эти же самые 44-45 FPS, блядь. Ёбана хуета, блядь.
Hey, Casey. What's the far's favorite shape?
Please, Anderson. Just one case without the
A triangle.
I don't get it.
Yes, you do.
Ты, блядь, вроде не тупой, блядь, я хуй знаю. Ты компьютером до сих пор, блядь, не научился пользоваться. Ёб твою мать тебе, блядь, Саня. Ты уж, блядь, должен больше моего знать, нахуй, об этом. Об компьютерах-то, блядь. Уже прошаренная, блядь, малолетка. Это мы, дедушки, нихуя, блядь. Ну, вообще-то ты-то хули, сколько там лет-то пользуешься компьютером? Я уже лет 13 компьютером пользуюсь. Я в 2010 году я первый компьютер свой купил. Собранный, блядь, уже. Ну вот, блядь. И до сих пор не научился пользоваться. О, здорово, чувак. Чё хотел?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you. And yes, Stephen here hired me.
Блядь, гайды хоть смотри там какие-нибудь что-нибудь.
Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihto. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
Так. Так, еще, знаешь, что могу показать, блядь? Чтоб у тебя система, короче, просканировала это. Короче, блядь, давай я сейчас нахуй вырублю пока. Пизду, блядь. Что-то скучная игра, блядь. Если честно, нахуй. Я что-то думал, как-то пострашнее будет. Короче, смотри, блядь, находишь это командную строку, блядь. Вот, напишешь вот здесь вот. Сейчас, подожди, удалю нахуй. Пишешь здесь. Ну, командная строка, короче, пишешь. Открываешь от имени администратора, блядь. И вводишь вот такую, блядь. И вводишь вот такую команду, блядь. Блядь, русский. Блядь, еще и этот. SVC. Пробел. Слэш. Так, подожди. Нет. Сканов. Блядь. Сканов. И нажимаешь Enter, блядь. Он у тебя, короче, начнет сканировать, блядь. А, не то я, блядь. Подожди. СВЦ. Пробел. Канов. Оп. Во. Короче, он у тебя систему просканирует, блядь. И какие-то поврежденные файлы он тебя сразу восстановит, блядь. Знаете, я эту... Запомни только, главное, что вот такая команда, блядь. Короче, запомнил? Здесь пишешь командная строка. Открываешь правой кнопкой, запускаешь от имени администратора. И там вводишь вот эту команду, блядь. Он у тебя просканирует, и файлы, блядь, если есть поврежденно, то он у тебя их восстановит сразу, блядь. Ну, мало ли. Я думаю, у тебя комп по-любому убитый уже, блядь. Ты его, походу, заебал, нахуй. Да чё ты там, порнухи, блядь, видео-то накачал или чё, блядь? У меня видео, так, по-моему, блядь, ну я только вон эти, наверное. У меня, наверное, ни одного видоса нету, блядь. Вот здесь вот что-то есть, блядь. И то нихуя нет, блядь. Ну, у меня обычно сюда я там, вот, бывает, игру проверяю, когда перед запуском, блядь. Сюда записываю. Нахуй тебя снимаешь-то? Ты ничего не выкладываешь, бля. Во, начало стадии проверки. А? Защитник ресурсов Windows не обнаружено, нарушение целостности. Ну, я вчера еще сканировал, бля. Что-то решил так почистить маленько, блядь, компьютер. Ну, сделай, хуже-то не будет, блядь. У меня просто вот, блядь, я этой хуйней занялся тогда, когда вот это вот у меня, блядь, Лара Крофт так, блядь, зависла, нахуй, я давай, блядь, компьютер ковырять, думаю, что за хуйня, блядь. Хули там системки-то вообще ни о чем, ёпта. И зависла, блядь. Вот то я просканировал, мне там написала, блядь, вот там. Было просканировано и это восстановлено. Короче, у меня в системе какая-то хуйня была. Я, правда, в Лару Крофт больше не запускал, но все же, блядь, я думаю, сейчас нормально будет. Кстати, блядь, надо, знаешь, что попробовать-то еще, ёпта. Сейчас я вот эту игру поставлю, блядь. Вот здесь вот, нахуй. Обзор. Не. А куда я ее скачивала, блядь, я не помню, нахуй. Сюда, может? А куда я реально ее скачал, блядь? А, блядь, тупанул, нахуй. Alan Wake. Добавить. Параметры. Высоко. Сохранить. Сейчас посмотрим. Повлияет как-то, нет, блядь. Иногда помогает эта хуйня. Но вот на SnowRunner, блядь, у меня сейчас стабильно 60. Вот эта хуйня почему-то у меня выскакивает. Драйвер ГПУ. Я, блядь, проверил, блядь, все нормально, нахуй. Продолжить. Продолжить. Блять, как пропустить? О, пропустить есть.
The page says Nightingale's in something called an overlap.
Не, нихуя не помогло, бля. Ну-ка, если... Вот это убрать, бля. О, 53, 54. Ну, что-то чуть-чуть прирост получился, блядь. 50 сейчас, не 46. Чуть помогло. У меня из-за... У меня, скорее всего, FPS еще из-за ABS-ки проседает. У меня там 2К, блядь, установлено качество-то, блядь. Град что-то какая-то такая, хуй поймешь, блядь, короче. Были тут моменты, блядь, где я реально очканул, нахуй. А так что-то скучно как-то, нахуй. Даже дальше играть неинтересно. Я бы вот, наверное, ночью играл, блядь, а в каких-то моментах, наверное, точно бы уснул, ебаный урод.
I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
Ладно, я сейчас пока играю, пока дочь спит. Дочь проснется, нахуй, я тогда вырублю, блядь. Пока спит, так ладно, блядь. Поиграю еще. Потом кормить, да что напою. Так, вам известно.
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
Я не знаю, блядь. Я вот никогда не пользуюсь. Я наоборот вырубаю эту функцию, чтоб не записывала ничего, блядь. Если надо, так я сам через ОБС-ку запишу, да и все.
Watery, my hometown, was founded by
На
finishing
АБС ведь тоже можно начать запись по клавише, бля. На клавише назначил, нахуй. Начать запись, вырубить запись. И все, бля.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally.
Так постоянно записывать, да нахуй надо.
The sweater is just something to remember her by. Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Can't nor run through a garbage can.
Okay, we're done for now.
What the hell is this? What did you find there, Steve? Something that shouldn't be here.
А может что-то пиздеть. F. Еще бы знал бы я английский, блядь. Что тут спиздить-то можно? О, сюда можно забраться. О, что-то нашел. Нихуя. Фрагменты какие-то нашел. Какие-то фрагменты. Героиня, ты не одна, героическая тебе дня. Ого. Так. Больше пуль еще раз в голову. При быстром попадании в голову 2 раза подряд оглушение будет длиться дольше. Держи на быстро, чтобы перейти в режим автоматической стрельбы. Это существенно увеличит скорострельность. А чё? Почему я, блядь? Путешествие. Забыть. А, о. Это за дичь какая-то, блядь.
The autopsy room was a mess, like a bomb had gone. Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her under the light, lurched past her. The Taken could not see into bright light. The light hurt them, hurt the darkness in them, made them vulnerable. I flick the switch, it goes click. Show me the clicker, lights are off, but somebody's home. Hemingway brought you here, witch. Get out of my house, Nightingale shouted. A wave of terror crashed through Saga's head. The awful truth. Nightingale had no heart in his chest, but here he was, killing a monster. The world had lurched out of balance. You found yourself trapped on the far side of the mirror.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message? get to the murder site, Casey. A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels
Ну, реально какой-то бесполезный, блядь. Вечно все стоит, блядь, ничего не делает, блядь. Чё тупорылый, блядь.
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know what.
Ебать, тут воды-то натекло.
Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale. But the page did place him at Cauldron Lake in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
Да, бля, скучная игра так-то, нахуй. Ну, детектив, блядь. Не люблю я такие детективы, нахуй. Я говорю, если я ночью играл бы, я бы, наверное, уснул бы уже давно, блядь. Так-то вроде и... Что-то вроде и как-то хуй знаю. Следам, наверное, надо идти, нет? Сейчас дождь пошел, блядь. Не сюда. А где этот опять, блядь, бесполезный, сука, черт, блядь? Опять где-то в проебе, сука. Так, тут лагерь чей-то был, да, походу? О, еще один кейс. Любишь версию, я попросил сделать специально для тебя. Ёпта. Ой, начальник, ага. Гейл. Где его искать-то, ебать? Гейл. Так, тут я спрыгнула. Прыгнула, блядь. А куда идти-то, ебать, твою мать? Вроде некуда. Но озеро-то вон, блядь. Так, а тут... А где тут опять бесполезный, бля? А, вон стоит. О, тут еще что-то. Символ.
After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else. Monsters, overlaps, rituals. What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around, learn what this ritual is.
Ты куда, бесполезный? И чё? Ну давай. Говори что-нибудь. И? Ты идешь? Нет, бесполезный, блядь. Дым. Сука, вот сейчас вот по-любому какой-нибудь скример вылезет, блядь. Прям жопу чувствую.
The tracks lead into the water. Where'd you go from here?
А, блядь!
I can feel something.
Сука!
A presence.
Конч тупая, блядь!
Nightingale isn't far.
А, блядь! Сука, дебилы нахуй. Хули ржешь-то, блядь? Нахуй чуть не обосрался, блядь. У меня аж сердце заколотилось, блядь. Сука. Ебать в натуре ебанутая, блядь. А, блядь. Сука, конченая, блядь. Блядь. Сука, внутри долбоеба, блядь, куска нахуй. Это-то куда прикрепить, блядь? О. Блядь, дача проснулась. Ёбаная лень, нахуй. А чё еще-то, блядь? Доска. Иди сюда, Полина. Что скажешь?
Ой, смотри. Смотри, вот какое. Ой.
Кушать хочешь? Хочешь кушать?
Смотри.
Сейчас я приду. Сейчас папа придет.
I know Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron Lake.
Да нихуя себе, блядь, такие, блядь, флешбеки ебаный рот, нахуй. Скримеры, блядь, ебаные, нахуй. Не люблю я вот в такую хуйню играть, блядь.
The threshold, like a doorway, leading to Nightingale. It's somehow connected to a tree. Which is ladle?
Давай, Саня, запускай, я сейчас тогда вырублю, блядь. Пока покормлю, да чё, да, блядь. Чё, в воду надо идти, что ли? Так, а где следы-то? Вот, следы. Только не дай бог сейчас опять что-нибудь. Где-нибудь. Блядь! О, это что? О.
What is that? These aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it.
Ёп! Твою мать, блядь.
It was covering another page.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were objects that...
Чё, запускай стрим-то что-нибудь там. Медал Honor там или что-то там еще хотел.
Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap.
Сейчас, Полина, подожди, молочка налью. Ладно, хватит нахуй на сегодня, бля. Идти в главное меню нахуй. Выйти. Хватит с меня нахуй этих хорроров, я ебал того коня, блядь. А чё ты там говорил, какие игры ты хочешь? А, давай вот Medal Honor. 2033 я не так давно и тоже играл, блядь. Давай, жду.